From Turtle Creek Stadium in Traverse City, Michigan, it's almost time for Rockford Rivets baseball. Today it's the final Sunday day game of the regular season as the Rockford Rivets look for their first win in Traverse City this summer against the Traverse City Pittsbitters. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us alongside Ethan Blake. It's Larry Larson in with you. And Ethan, last night the Rivets continued their struggles against Traverse City this summer, falling 9-1, and now they've been outscored 97-34 by the Pittsbitters in their 9 games this summer.
And there really isn't one single thing that sticks out, because there have been games with bad pitching, there have been games with bad hitting, and there have been games where both aspects of the game have not come together at all for the Rivets. So there's not one thing you can lock in on and say, hey, this is what we need to do, and then we can beat this team, because there's just a number of things that Traverse City does noticeably better than the Rivets have this year, especially head-to-head.
Absolutely. It's been a frustrating series for Rivets fans to watch this year, but not only this year, but really for the entire existence of the Traverse City Pittsbitters. The Rivets are just 1-10 all-time here at Turtle Creek Stadium, and they've yet to win a game here this summer. The Rivets have struggled on the road, but especially here. They're 10-21 overall away from Rivets Stadium this summer. Just 7 games remain in the regular season. The Rivets were eliminated from postseason contention last night officially, but it really felt like the Rivets didn't have a fighting chance even before last night.
I agree, and you and I were here just about a week ago, or a week and a half ago, for a series that started here, ended in Kokomo, Indiana, and we knew it from that point. That was a make-or-break series, or make-or-break set of games, and Rockford ended up going 0-4 on the road trip, and that really kind of killed any playoff hopes. Had they gone even 2-2, they could have been maybe 2 or 3 games out of playoff contention coming out of that trip.
But they could not capitalize against the first-place Kokomo Jackrabbits, the first-half champion Traverse City Pittsbitters. Pittsbitters are headed to the playoffs as they won that first-half title. The Rivets, on the other hand, as we mentioned, eliminated from playoff contention, 8 games back of the first-place Jackrabbits with 7 games to play. Now, on a lighter note, we've got a pregame interview today. It's Brendan Lowry, yesterday's starter and one of the funniest guys on this Rockford Rivets team. Let's toss it there. Here's Brendan Lowry. We're joined now on the Rockford Rivets pregame show by Rivets left-hander Brendan Lowry. Brendan, you started yesterday. We'll start there. What went right and what went wrong with yesterday's start?
Well, yesterday we got off to a shaky start, gave up a couple hits in the first inning, but settled down and figured it out until about the 5th and kind of got gassed, let up a couple walks, got pulled.
Well, you looked pretty good there in those middle innings, but then you mentioned things started to fall off the wagon, but we don't need to really bring that up today. Let's take a jump back to last year. This is your second year on the Rockford Rivets. How did you end up on the Rivets last year? I know it was kind of a turn-of-the-moment thing.
Yeah, I'm assuming somebody in the front office or maybe on the team got COVID last year, and they brought in a whole new team, and I was a part of that team. We didn't win very many games, but we had a good time.
It's very true. I remember, I think we won, 1 game?
I think we won 2. I thought we won our last game in Green Bay.
You're right. It was 2 games. And how much did that experience help you before your second season at Waubonsie?
Well, considering I didn't really get to pitch my freshman year at JUCO, it really helped me solidify myself as more of a PO than a two-way. So I'd say coming to the Rivets helped me with that and facing better competition.
And what's the difference between being a two-way player and being a PO? How does that change your day-to-day routine?
So over the winter, it kind of just changes your winter pretty much. Either you're hitting and doing pitching stuff at practice, or you're just doing one or the other. So it kind of just helps you solidify what you want to do for the spring.
Fair enough. And now you're transferring from Waubonsie Community College to Eckerd College in Florida. First of all, how did you choose a school in Florida as an Illinois native and somebody who went to school for 2 years in Illinois?
Well, obviously the weather is going to be better down there. And I also have a JUCO teammate who's a year older than me on the team as well.
That's got to be pretty exciting, and like you mentioned, that weather's a little bit nicer during the year. And what would you say your biggest takeaway was from the JUCO experience at Waubonsie?
Pretty much just finding myself as a player, really. I wasn't solidified as a hitter or a pitcher, and going to JUCO helped me refine my skills as a pitcher. And as a hitter too, my freshman year, but really finding out who I was as a player and just helping me get to the next level.
Shifting gears a little bit here, I've asked a number of your teammates here on the Rivets, who's your funniest teammate, and you've been the answer a few times. What's the importance of keeping things loose even in the middle of the game?
Well, can't have tensions too tight in summer ball. Obviously we all take it seriously and want to win, but it's also viewed as a good time in my opinion as well, so I like to keep things light.
Clearly. What's your go-to? Say somebody's struggling or you're trying to lighten the mood, maybe a joke or two, or what's your go-to move?
Oh, man, I don't know. Usually I just read the situation and see if anybody's too mad to make a joke to or something like that, honestly. I'll make a joke if I know they'll take it lightly, but if they won't, then I won't make a joke.
I know sometimes you even joke with the Rivets manager, JT Scara, and I know not a lot of guys have the confidence to even do that.
It was more of a Doug joke type of thing. Doug was more of a jokester than JT, but, it is what it is.
All right, some rapid-fire questions for you here to wrap it up. So quick questions, quick answers.
Okay.
Who has had the worst pre- or post-game meal that you've had so far?
I think we got two pretty really below average ones in Kokomo. Post-game, the best I think we had was either Traverse City or Kokomo had good post-game meals too, honestly. Kokomo was polar opposites with pre and post-game.
That's something I hear a lot. How about your favorite field that you've played on?
I like Traverse City a lot. I like the backdrop in Traverse City. It's kind of like a mansion type thing. I don't even know what to call it, but I like the setting here. It's just far away.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a hotel a little bit. So I'll flip the question around on you now. Who's your funniest Rivets teammate?
Ooh, I think Noah DeLuga's pretty funny, and former Rivet Greg Ziegler was pretty funny too. I like Greg a lot.
He seems to be. You guys are 1 and 2 in the funniest teammate standings. Would you ever consider a stand-up comedy career? I probably should ask you that earlier, but I think you'd be pretty good at it.
I think I'd be more of an improv type guy. I think I'm quick on my feet with stuff like that, so I think that's what I'd go for instead of stand-up.
All right, fair enough. Last rapid-fire question for you. If the Rockford Rivets were to have a Hunger
We are moments away from baseball at Turtle Creek Stadium. We just wrapped up listening to Brendan Lowry's interview with us and then the national anthem before the internet gave us a little trouble, but hopefully smooth sailing from here on out. Let's take a brief look at today's pitching matchup before we get to the starting lineups. Ethan, it's an interesting one. Cam Schulke will take the ball for Traverse City. The righty from Florida Gulf Coast has been dominant against the Rivets before. And Jared Herzog sliding back into the rotation for the Rivets to make the start today.
Interesting is definitely a pretty good word to describe it, especially when looking at Cam Schulke. He's a guy that utilizes multiple arm slots for an added depth of deception. A lot of the Rivets hitters struggled against him last time out. That was his last start. He went 7 innings, only 4 hits, 1 earned run, 2 runs on the night, 9 strikeouts. He also saw the Rivets very early on in the year. In that appearance, 6 strikeouts in 3 innings. So Schulke has been dominant this year, and especially against the Screws. Jared Herzog, like you said, has bounced in and out of the rotation. He'll make a start today. Has had an up and down season. 6.62 ERA, kind of indicative of where he's at, but there just hasn't been one start where he's been really locked in. Probably his best start of the year, June 8th, so really early on against Kokomo. That's 6 innings, 1 earned run, just 4 hits. So we'll look to see if Herzog can get back to early season form. I know he's really excited, really energized to get back to starting, but hasn't seen a ton of stellar success recently. So definitely a goal for him, and he's got to avoid the walks. That's his main goal today, and as it is for many Rivets pitchers along this year.
Which is hard to do against Traverse City, who leads the league in walks taken. Let's get you the starting lineup. First for the Rockford Rivets, Connor Goodman is back in the leadoff spot. He had a 4-game hit streak snapped yesterday. He'll play left field. Jack Kavanaugh will bat behind him and play right. Kevin Bushnell is in the 3 spot as the DH. Brandon Bannon gets moved up into the cleanup spot, playing third base. Donovan Noble had a 3-hit day in his debut yesterday. He bats 5th and plays shortstop. Johannes Hawkinson is out in center field, batting 6th. Joaquin Monque is the catcher, batting 7th. Charlie Allison is at first base, batting 8th. And Jake Bellata rounds it out, batting 9th and playing second base. We'll get you the Traverse City lineup as we can. Their defense across the infield. Tito Flores at third, Christian Faust at short, Mario Camilletti at second base. And the first pitch to Connor Goodman is in there for a called strike. We're underway a little bit early at 5:04 in the Eastern time zone. Cam Schulke winds and fires. Swing and a miss on a tailing fastball. Quickly 0-2 on Goodman. Jake Arnold is at first base. Miguel Luceche behind the plate. Younger, Ruse, and Steigels from left to right across the outfield. Schulke's 0-2. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball on the turf. Luceche gathers it and throws down to first to retire Goodman for the first out of the ball game. Rivets and Pittsburghers just underway.
Early on, we've already seen a good mixing of arm slots from Cam Schulke. That's going to be something that, even as he gets into the second time through, third time through, is still really going to throw off the Rockford hitters. It's almost as if you're facing 2 different pitchers.
And now he faces his first righty of the day in Jack Kavanaugh. First pitch to him. Breaking ball misses low and outside. He went a little more over the top with that first offering, 1-0. The conditions today, a hazy sunshine. Dark clouds overhead, and the wind is blowing out to left field. Could we see some home runs? We might. 1-0, a breaking ball catches the outside corner, back even at 1 apiece.
A couple power-hitting right-handed DHs today. Chris Monroe and Kevin Bushnell definitely like the sight of that.
Kavanaugh squares to bunt and bunts it foul off the catcher Useche, so it's 1-2. Kavanaugh has gotten off to a really hot start as a Rockford Rivet. He's got a hit in all 4 games with Rockford. Batting .429. Schulke gets the sign from the catcher Useche. Here comes the 1-2. He goes sidearm and misses outside. Looked like an off-speed offering. The count is even at 2 apiece. Kavanaugh leans back in the right-handed batter's box, brings the bat up to his shoulder, and awaits the 2-2 pitch, and he swings and misses. And an off-speed pitch outside. It's a quick out number 2. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the day for the Rivets. Scoreless in the top of the first.
Unfortunately, this is not a surprising start. Schulke, a guy that really builds his whole game off strikeouts. He's prolific at getting swing and misses. He's one of the best strikeout pitchers in the whole league.
Kevin Bushnell will try to throw off the rhythm. Right-handed pitcher, right-handed batter, and Bushnell swings at the first pitch and lines it into right. Michael Steigels makes the routine catch and the inning is over. Cam Schulke makes quick work of the Rivets in the top half of the first, including 2 strikeouts. So after a half, it's Rivets nothing, and Pittsburgh's coming up after this on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. It's the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless ball game between the Rockford Rivets and Traverse City Pittsburghers. Rivets left-hander Jared Herzog is getting his warm-up tosses in. While he does that, the starting lineup for the Traverse City Pittsburghers, who are 8-1 against the Rivets this summer. Zeb Ruse, the sophomore from Wofford, leads it off playing center field. Mario Camilletti and his .500 on-base percentage will bat second, playing second base. Tito Flores bats third, playing third base. Chris Monroe, the redshirt junior transferring to Central Michigan, is the cleanup batter and DH. Dre Younger is out in left, batting fifth. Michael Steigels is the right fielder in the sixth spot. Miguel Luceche back behind the plate for the second consecutive night. He will bat seventh. Christian Faust bats eighth at shortstop, and Jake Arnold rounds it out, playing first base.
Very righty-heavy lineup today. We've seen now 5 consecutive lefties start for the Rockford Rivets, but Traverse City electing to go with 8 righties today. Just Mario Camilletti in the 2-hole, a guy that really doesn't care which hand you're throwing with on the mound. He's going to get on base.
Jared Herzog, the lefty from Rockford University, delivers the first pitch high and outside, and the count is 1-0. Last time Herzog started, it did not go well, and it was very short-lived. Back on July 27th, he only pitched the first inning. He winds and fires the 1-0. Swing and a miss, and Ruse lets go with the bat. Goes flying back to the backstop. It's 1-1. But in that one inning, Herzog allowed a grand slam to the Jackrabbits. He did not walk a batter and struck out one, but JT Stera had seen enough. He decided that one inning was all that Herzog was going to get, and Tanner Mink went 5 innings out of the bullpen to kind of eat some innings. The Rivets would end up losing that ball game. Part of that 4-game road trip that we talked about in the pregame show that the Rivets went 0-4 on, kind of put the nail in the coffin of their playoff hopes. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a pop fly into center. Johannes Hawkinson shades towards left and makes the grab. For out number 1, the bottom of the first, Rivets and Pittsburgh scoreless.
That's exactly what Jared Herzog needs to do, is get that first out of the inning. And another thing he did well there, throwing his fastball for strikes. And we've seen a lot of the younger pitchers on the Rivets staff try to overthrow their breaking ball. You got to first get command of that fastball and really fill up the zone. Then you can start balancing it out with the breaking ball. If you try to do too much, you're not going to do much at all.
Herzog is time and time again struggled in the early going of his outings. His first pitch to the lefty Mario Camilletti, a breaking ball, drops not far enough and misses high of the zone, according to home plate umpire Mason Labuda. Camilletti was 2 for 5 yesterday with an RBI. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball bounces. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Herzog Wipes his hand off on his dark gray pants. The Rivets in their traveling road grays with gold lettering and black caps. Gold numbers on the backs. Here's the 2-0 offering. Fastball in there for a called strike right below the letters, and it's 1-2. Traverse City in their home whites. Red numbers with Pittsburgh's text across the chest and red caps. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball on the outside corner. Herzog challenged him, and it paid off. 2-2.
Definitely a risky pitch there, going on the outer half to Camilletti, a guy who's really capable of going the other way, especially with the way that Brandon Bannon and Donovan Noble have left a huge hole on the left side.
Herzog fires the 2-2, and it's popped foul into the seats off to the left side. Brandon Bannon, the Rivets' third baseman, gave that one a look, but ran out of room. It's 2-2. Still, a lot of foul territory here at Turtle Creek Stadium. An all artificial turf surface. Gets pretty hot down there during the day. Another 2-2. Called strike 3. A fastball paints the outside black. Camilletti knew it. He started walking back to the dugout before the strike 3 call from the home plate umpire. Just like that, 2 up, 2 down for Herzog in the bottom of the first.
And you saw in there, he threw 3 fastballs, 3 breaking balls. Only one of the breaking balls for a strike, but all 3 fastballs in the zone. And it threw off Camilletti, who was expecting another breaker. Just an example of why that pitch is so important. It's the bread and butter for any pitcher, especially a true freshman like Jared Herzog.
Tito Flores steps in now, first pitch. Breaking ball misses upstairs, 1-0. Flores, a right-handed batter, was 2 for 3 yesterday with 2 RBIs. Herzog gets the baseball back. He's working from the far right side of the rubber. He turns and delivers the 1-0. Fastball grounded down the third base line, foul, 1-1.
A single pitcher emerges from the Pittsburgh's bullpen. Most of the home team elects to be in the dugout, unlike Rockford, who splits their pitchers and hitters between the 2 locations on the field.
It is a packed Traverse City dugout. Some folks standing in front of the third base dugout. 1-1. Breaking ball misses off the outside part of the zone. 2-1. Herzog had 12 pitches. Stark contrast to Cam Schulke, went 9 to record the first 3 outs in the top of the first. 2-1, fastball zips high. It's 3 balls and a strike on Flores.
And it would be hard to match the efficiency we saw from Schulke in that first inning. Definitely something the Rivets will have to take notice of, try to draw out a few longer at-bats.
Herzog deals the 3-1. Liner foul. Past a diving Brandon Bannon at third base. Tito Flores thought the ball was fair as he hustles to second base, but now he slows down and he'll have to take a U-turn back to the plate, but he was a few inches away from extra bases, and Brandon Bannon was inches away from the web jet.
And Flores may have thought that Bannon deflected it, and that's why it hit foul. That's why he kept running, but it did appear, especially with third base umpire Leo Citron standing right there, it did appear that the call was correct, and that was just a very hard hit foul ball.
Mason Labuda, the home plate umpire, Rick Freitas at first base, and Leo Citron at third today. The umpires wearing their powder blue tops on a pretty hot and humid day in northwestern Michigan. Nice day for baseball as of right now. Here's the payoff. Breaking ball misses low and in, and Flores draws a 2-out walk. First base runner of the ball game for either side. Bottom of the first, we're scoreless.
While I hate to see a walk for Jared Herzog there, I actually really like that choice of pitch and that location. Definitely a good swing and miss pitch, trying to hit Flores with a back foot slider. He gave it a good look though, so gotta give credit to him.
Now Herzog has to face a dangerous batter in Chris Monroe with a runner on. Herzog sets the letters and comes home with the first pitch. Fastball called strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1 on Monroe, who's the team leader in home runs with 6. He's also got 46 RBIs. Top 5 in the Northwoods League. He's got a 6-game hit streak to his name right now. Herzog steps and throws over to first base to check on Flores, who's stolen 10 bags this season. Monroe had the day off yesterday, but I bet he's licking his chops at that wind which is now howling out to left field. Herzog's 0-1. Breaking ball, check swing from Monroe. Did he go around? He did not, says first base umpire Rick Freitas. So the count is even at 1 apiece.
Talking about those home runs from Monroe, though, only one at home this year. That was back on July 15th against Battle Creek. Turtle Creek Stadium, an extremely difficult stadium to get the ball out of.
320 down the lines, 400 to dead center. Herzog's 1-1. Fastball sails high on him, 2-1. Chris Monroe is transferring from Illinois Springfield to Central Michigan, and there are a lot of Prairie Stars on the Rockford Rivets roster, including Brendan Bannon at third base, A.J. Golembeski out of the bullpen. Herzog steps and throws over to first base, and Flores takes off for second, and he's going to make it. Flores was picked off as soon as Herzog lifted his leg to deliver towards first base. Flores bolted, and all of a sudden he's in scoring position.
Kind of a weird throw from Charlie Allison there. Not sure if it slipped. Did not look like he had everything behind that and just couldn't get it to Jake Bellotta in time to lay down the tag. Flores obviously a speedy runner, but probably should have been caught there.
Herzog steps off the rubber, a little frustrated, you can tell from his body language. He holds the ball in his glove, bending at the waist, getting the sign from the catcher, Monke. He sets below the letters, looking at Flores, and now comes home. The 2-1 is lifted in the air, into left. Connor Goodman ranges towards the line, steps in front of the track, and he makes the grab, moving backwards on the warning track, and the inning is over. Herzog strands Tito Flores on second base after a 2-out walk, and after one, we're scoreless on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. We're back in Traverse City, top of the second inning, working through some technical difficulties. Brandon Bannon just grounded out to start the top of the second inning. Uneventful first innings for both pitchers. Cam Schulke looking pretty darn solid for Traverse City, as he has all year. 4 up, 4 down for him, and he'll face Donovan Noble with the bags empty. Righty on righty here. Noble facing Schulke for the first time this season, just in his second game, and the first pitch misses low and outside, 1-0.
You mentioned the uneventful first inning. At this point, I think the Rivets will take that, sacrificing scoring their own runs to put a 0 on the board under the first frame.
The 1-0 fastball zips in there, called strike at the knees. It's 1-1. Noble had a very good Rivets debut yesterday, going 3 for 4 with a strikeout. The 1-1 curveball catches the outside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Noble is a guy that's tough to pitch to. Small frame in the right-handed batter's box, standing at 5'10". Schulke fires the 1-2. Swinging a chopper foul up the third base line. We'll have another.
We saw him work one of those balls down the third base line for a double late in the game yesterday. Like you said, a fantastic debut for a guy coming in just trying to pick up some at-bats at the end of the season.
Schalke rocks and delivers. And the breaking ball misses inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Close pitch there. But the count is even. Noble holds the bat above his head and swings the 2-2 and chops it back to the mound. Schalke ranges to his right. Gloves it and flips to first base. And that is a quick count, number 2.
While that wasn't necessarily a difficult play, Cam Schalke, a guy that fields his position very well, has some experience in the field, has played shortstop a few times for Traverse City this year, including most recently back in the blowout win against Rockford on Wednesday.
Schalke has delivered just 9 pitches this inning. He winds and fires the first pitch to Johannes Hawkinson. The fastball misses outside. Rivets and Pittsburghers scoreless in the top of the second inning. Hawkinson was 0 for 4 last night. 1-0. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball low and away. 1-1. Hawkinson did drive in the Rivets' only run of the ball game that came in the top of the 9th inning. It was a ground out. 1-1 pitch, an identical offering. And Hawkinson comes up with the same result, a swing and miss. And it's 1-2. Schalke had 2 strikeouts in the first, looking for his first of the inning here, and he goes back to the breaking ball, and Hawkinson swings and misses, and the inning is over. 6 up, 6 down for the Rivets. After 1.5, it's 0-0 between the Rivets and Pittsburghers on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. It's the bottom of the second inning in northwestern Michigan. It's the Rivets and Pittsburghers tied at 0 so far. 6 up, 6 down for the Rivets on their side of the scorecard. Jared Herzog worked around a 2-out walk in the bottom of the first inning to Traverse City. So now he'll face 5, 6, 7 in the Pittsburghers order, starting with Trey Younger, the freshman from Wofford. Left-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. Herzog kicks and delivers. Fastball for a called strike on the low outside corner. It's 0-1. These first 2 innings, so key for Herzog to set the tone, because we've talked about it time and time again. The Rivets struggling over and over in the first 2 innings this summer. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike.
We could maybe view this as a positive, but one thing about Jared Herzog is he has specifically struggled in the first inning, and after that is very solid.
1-1. Fastball paints the outside corner for a called strike 2. Younger was 1 for 3 yesterday with 2 RBIs. One of 2 Wofford Terriers in the order. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball bounces well out in front of the plate, blocked by Monke on the artificial turf. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 7 games remain in the regular season. The Rivets won't be heading to the playoffs as they officially found out last night. Traverse City will be. They won the first half title in the division. 2-2 offering, swinging a little roller to second base. Jake Bellata waits on it and fires to first base to beat Younger by a half step. That's a 4-3 put out for out number 1. At the bottom of the second inning of a scoreless contest.
You can tell Younger was sitting breaking ball there and got a fastball on the outside, just kind of threw his bat at it. Really good execution by Herzog and really good sequencing by Joaquin Monke.
Herzog will face Michael Steigels now with the bases empty. The kick in the first pitch. Curveball drops right in there for a called strike. Herzog looks to have pretty good command on that breaking ball. It hasn't always been in the zone today, but it's been close almost every time. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses outside, 1-1.
Definitely has been well located. I'm not sure if Jared Herzog is a 50-50, like if his stuff is built for 50-50 breaking ball, fastball, but we'll see what happens.
1-1 offering. He goes back to the fastball, and it misses outside. 2 balls and a strike. Herzog's fastball won't blow you away. Mid to high 80s from him. 2-1 pitch, sails too far outside. He lost the grip on the breaking ball there. It's 3-1 on Steigels. But when he's got the breaking stuff going, he can strike you out. But even if you ask him, he tells you he's not a strikeout pitcher. He doesn't try to get strikeouts. He tries to pitch to contact. He fires the 3-1. Liner into shallow left, and that one drops in front of the left fielder, Connor Goodman. Michael Steigels is aboard with the first hit of the ball game for either side. 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. 0-0 between Rockford and Traverse City.
And that at bat, while obviously the result isn't exactly what you want, it's a good finish as Jared Herzog throws a strike there instead of walking. And while ultimately it looks the same, there's a big difference between a pitcher walking guy and a guy just swinging the bat well and getting a base hit.
Miguel Useche climbs in now. First pitch to the righty. Fastball sails high above the helmet level to Useche. 1 ball, no strikes. Got to keep an eye on Steigels at first base. He's swiped 16 bags this summer. Miguel Useche, a big on-base guy, doesn't hit for average all too well. Batting average at 172, but an on-base mark of 355. Herzog steps over to first base and throws over, but time was called before the pickoff throw, so even if Steigels was out, it wouldn't have counted, I don't think.
Jared Herzog, a guy that's prolific in holding runners on. We saw him almost pick off one in the first. Rockford University, a program that takes holding runners on very seriously.
The 1-0 is popped up into straightaway left. Connor Goodman dances towards the line and now backpedals and makes the catch. For out number 2, Michael Steigels retreats back to first base. And now Herzog is an out away from working around another runner on base. Christian Faust, the junior from Grand Valley State, will look to extend the inning. Faust, a right-handed batter, just one lefty in the order, as we were talking about earlier for Traverse City, matching up well with Herzog. He sets at the letters and comes home with a pitch. It bounces and the runner goes, and Michael Steigels steals second without a throw. Monke couldn't field that ball cleanly. A bad pitch for the Rivets to have a runner steal on. But a good read from Steigels, going with the pitch no matter what, and there's a runner in scoring position for the second straight inning.
Jared Herzog, a guy that's not really going to be fazed by that runner behind him. We saw Brendan Lowry struggle a little more once that runner got to second.
1-0 pitch. Breaking ball misses near the back foot of Faust. 2 balls, no strikes. Herzog a little more confident in his pickoff moves, I think. We didn't see Lowry throw over to first or second once last night. Herzog has already thrown a few pickoff throws to first. We'll see if he does the same to second. Steigels with a small lead, being held on by the second baseman Bellotta, and the 2-0 is fouled off to the right side. Out of play, 2-1.
Lowry being a sidearm guy, a lot of times you see guys from that low arm slot not really pick off a ton. Jared Herzog, a more prototypical delivery, and a guy that's experienced in the field can make that throw over to first with confidence.
Herzog, a little bit of a two-way guy for the Rockford Regents. Long pause, and here's the 2-1. Swinging a slow roller to shortstop. Noble charges, gloves, and throws in time to first base. The throw was just a little high. Allison briefly came off the bag with the stretch, but he came back down in time, and the inning is over. Jared Herzog strands a runner in scoring position for the second consecutive inning. And after 2 full, we're scoreless on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. So Rivets 0 and Traverse City Pittsburghers 0 headed to the third inning in northwestern Michigan. Brief look around the Northwoods League before this third inning gets started. First place Kokomo Jackrabbits in the Great Lakes East defeat Lakeshore 9-3 in Kokomo. Battle Creek falls to the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters in game 1 of a doubleheader 4-0. Kenosha defeats Kalamazoo 10-5 south of here at Homer Stryker Field in Kalamazoo. Battle Creek and Wisconsin Rapids will play game 2 of their doubleheader here in a few minutes, waiting for that game to get underway. And Wisconsin defeats Madison 6-2 at Warner Park. The Rivets will send up the lower third of their order against Cam Schulke in the first pitch to Joaquin Monque. A fastball misses outside. It's 1-0. Monque, Charlie Allison, and Jake Bellotta due up. 2 righties and 1 lefty, and Monque is not happy to be facing Cam Schulke again. Schulke delivers the 1-0. Swung on and popped up to the right side, in foul territory, I should say. Now back in fair territory, and the first baseman, Jake Arnold, backpedals and makes the grab for a quick out number 1. But we say that Monque is probably not happy to be facing Schulke because he struck out 3 times against Schulke the last time the Rivets squared off against the side armor from Florida Gulf Coast last week. But he puts the ball in play there, but same result, out number 1. Here's Charlie Allison, the sophomore from Blackhawk College. First pitch to the lefty. Fastball misses off the outside corner, 1-0.
We'll see if a shift in the lineup starts to wake up the bat of Charlie Allison, a guy who's really struggled in his first week here.
1-0 is sprayed foul down the third base line. Bounces off the barrier in front of the Pittsburghers dugout, and a spare player hustles out of the Pittsburghers dugout all the way down the line. I mean, I'm talking about a dead sprint back and forth, and the crowd is fired up. 1-1 on Charlie Allison, who has no multi-hit games in 6 games played. He's won for his last 12. Schulke kicks and fires. An over-the-top fastball misses near the shoe tops of Allison for ball 2.
That was Benjamin Wilson, a pitcher that's pretty new to the Pittsburghers, just got here at the beginning of the month, making his presence known.
2-1, a breaking ball dots the outside corner, taken for strike 2. 2-2 on Allison. It's always fun to see players act like goofballs and get the fans engaged. Fans are really engaged here. 2-2 offering, a breaking ball misses on the turf. Allison thought about going around, but he held up his swing. So the count has run full. Allison has drawn 3 walks this summer compared to 8 strikeouts. Here's Schulke's payoff pitch. Called strike 3, a curveball on the outside corner. Allison thought it was outside of the zone, but it was not, according to home plate umpire Mason Labuda. That's out number 2 in the top of the 3rd inning. 4 Ks for Cam Schulke.
Cam Schulke already ahead of his normal pace for strikeouts against the Rivets.
Here's his first pitch to Jake Bellata, swing and a miss. A breaking ball on the outside corner to the righty. Bellata really reached for that pitch, could not get a piece. Schulke rocks and fires. Same pitch, this time Bellata does not chase on the outside corner. So it's 1-1. Bellata was 0 for 3 last night. The pitch, breaking ball, misses low. 2 balls and a strike. Bellata not giving chase on balls outside the zone so far. 2-1 offering. Fastball misses outside in the left-handed batter's box to Bellata. So it's 3-1.
Bellata, a good runner to get on base here, even with 2 outs.
3-1 pitch, jam shot off the hands, foul on the first base side. So the count runs full. I think Bellata thought that pitch was going to break inside the zone. It really didn't. Stayed in on the hands. Schulke delivers the payoff. Breaking ball misses outside by about a baseball's length. The Rivets have their first base runner of the ball game with 2 outs. At the top of the 3rd inning for the leadoff batter, Connor Goodman.
And that walk gives us time to acknowledge Eli Sanchez, another relief pitcher. Seems to be playing along with Benjamin Wilson. Took a sprint of his own after the Jake Bellata foul ball.
First pitch to the lefty, Goodman. Popped up into shallow left. Trey Younger takes 2 steps in and gloves it for the final out of the inning. Rivets strand their lone base runner on first base so far today. Jake Bellata draws a 2-out walk, but Rockford can't do anything with it. So after 2.5, it's still scoreless on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. Rockford Rivets nothing, Traverse City Pit Spitters nothing in the bottom of the 3rd inning in Traverse City. Jared Herzog and Cam Schulke pitching scoreless so far. Jared Herzog will square off against 9-1-2 for the Pit Spitters, starting with Jake Arnold. Left-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. Herzog fires. Arnold squares to bunt and gets it down up the third base side. Herzog gloves it and throws to first, not in time. Arnold, a big fella, hustles up the line for a bunt base hit to start the bottom of the third inning. Traverse City's second hit of the ball game. That brings up the top of the order in Zeb Ruse.
Pittsburgh's clearly not satisfied with 2 scoreless frames to start the day. A very common strategy to lay down that bunt against a left-handed pitcher, and it pays off.
Arnold, not a guy you'd suspect to bunt. Finally spit that word out. First pitch to Ruse, swinging a fly ball into left center field. Hawkinson sprints in and center and gives way for the left fielder, Connor Goodman. He puts it away for out number 1. Arnold back to first base. Rivets and Traverse City scoreless so far.
Really good comeback out there from Jared Herzog. Just one out, or just one pitch to get the out. Took advantage of an aggressive swing by Zeb Ruse and sets up a potential for an inning-ending double play.
Might be tough to get one against this fellow, though. Mario Camilletti strides the left-handed batter's box. One of the toughest outs in the Northwoods League, on base percentage at .500 on the dot. Entering today's Sunday contest, last Sunday game of the season for the Rivets. Just 7 games left for him. Herzog sets at the letters and comes home. Camilletti squares to bunt and pulls back. Watches the first pitch high and outside, 1-0. Camilletti did strike out looking back in the first inning. Herzog's only strikeout victim so far. Just his 26th strikeout this summer. Herzog kicks and delivers. Breaking ball bounces away from Monkey, and he doesn't realize where it is until Arnold is on second base. So there's a runner in scoring position for the 3rd straight inning to start the ball game for Traverse City. And it's 2-0 on Camilletti.
And so far we've seen minimal change in the approach from Jared Herzog with that runner on second. So hopefully he can stick to that, just keep playing his game on the mound.
Here's the 2-0. Breaking ball misses low and inside. And it's 3 balls and no strikes on Camilletti. It's going to be tough to come back against this fella. Up there on the league leaderboard in walks with 53. He settles into an open batting stance from the left side, rests the bat on his shoulder, gazing out at Herzog. Now the 3-0. Fastball misses high and outside. Camilletti hesitated for a moment, perhaps waiting for a strike call as that pitch was close, but no dice. And there's runners on first and second with 1 away. And the bottom of the 3rd inning, chance for Traverse City to strike first with Tito Flores climbing to the box. Flores is 0 for 1 with a walk and a stolen base back in the 1st inning. Wind still howling out here at Turtle Creek Stadium. Flores has yet to hit a home run this summer. He does have 38 runs driven in. Herzog's first offering as Arnold goes for 3rd. The pitch misses low. The throw down is not in time, and it's a double steal as Camilletti swipes second base, and Arnold is safe at 3rd. Now 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out, and now it's umpire interference. The 3rd such call that the Rivets have gotten of that variety this summer. So both runners have to head on back.
Really quite a weird play. And like you said, we've seen it now 3 times. It was shocking the first time we saw it. It's become less surprising at this point.
The pitch does count as ball 1. Missed on the turf to Flores. Herzog sets at the letters and delivers the 1-0. Fastball misses just above the letters to Flores. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner's not going there, but it wouldn't shock me to see them go again. Arnold with really good speed for his size, standing off of second base. Arnold at 6'4", 240 pounds. Camilletti at 5'9", 195. Villada holding on Arnold at second, and the 2-0 is popped foul just off to our right. It bounces off the roof of the suites. falls to the concourse harmlessly where no fans were waiting for it. So it's 2-1 on Flores.
Pittsburgh's looking to do that double steal to take away the double play and ensure that Chris Monroe will get in that bat with runners in scoring position.
Herzog sets and fires the 2-1. Breaking ball misses just a hair outside. That one looked pretty close, but no less. It's 3-1 on Flores, who has an RBI in 4 straight games, and now Rivets manager JT Scara is going to come out for a mound visit and bring in the entire infield.
And Herzog pitching well so far, like you said, a lot of close misses, and while that can be more frustrating for some pitchers, I think Jared Herzog's a guy that's going to see that and keep pushing the edges, try to see where he can draw extra strike calls. Not really going to be fazed by an umpire not giving him some of the calls he's expecting.
It's a relatively quick mound visit from Scara, who paces back to the Rivets' first base dugout. Herzog gestures a little bit as fielders walk away. Looking down at the mound, probably trying to gather himself a little bit. Hitters count for Tito Flores with Mario Camilletti on first and Jake Arnold on second base. In a scoreless deadlock, bottom of the third. Big pitch coming up here. Herzog has the sign. Here's his 3-1. Fastball popped up, foul. That one will be a souvenir. Onto the concourse. Fan gloves it on the bounce. And hands it to another fan. Good sportsmanship, and now the count is full on Flores. You can argue that this is going to be the biggest pitch of the day for Jared Herzog. Joaquin Monque, the catcher, gives him the sign. Herzog sets below the letters. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and popped up, and this one will fall just in front of the Rivets dugout. Charlie Allison, first baseman, gave it a dead sprint but could not get there. So the battle rages on between Flores and Herzog.
We saw Traverse City looking for the double steal again there, or at the least on a ground ball, ensuring that the only play is at first, once again, to make sure that Chris Monroe does get in that bat this inning.
Runner is getting a bit of a head start with the full count. There's a base open. Herzog comes back with another payoff. Swinging a chopper down to third. Bannon gloves it on a short hop, can't hang on, and throws to first, not in time. It was a tough play for Bannon. Looked like he had it just on the heel of his glove on the short hop. But he bobbles it, and now the bases are loaded with one out for Chris Monroe.
Definitely not the guy you want to see step in the box with 3 runners on. An unfortunate break there for the Rivets. Brandon Bannon pretty sure-handed over at third, but couldn't pick that one up cleanly.
Fans are into it here. First pitch to the righty Monroe. Breaking ball misses low and outside, 1-0. Herzog moves his glove around, gesturing to himself after that miss. Monroe flied out into left field to end the first inning. Seagull swirling the artificial turf surface above the field. Here's the 1-0 to Monroe. Swung on and popped up to the right side of the infield. Charlie Allison, the first baseman, settles under it. Jake Bellata makes the grab. The infield fly rule. That is a gigantic out number 2.
Unbelievably clutch out for Jared Herzog there. Easily one of the strongest, physically strongest hitters in the league. And you get an infield pop out with the bases loaded and 1 out. That's got to feel good.
The work is not done yet, though, as Trey Younger climbs in the box. He's 0 for 1 with the ground out. Rivets and Traverse City scoreless. Bottom of the third, but the bases remain loaded. Herzog steps on the rubber, holds the pearl in his left hand, gazing in against the righty Younger. He fires the first pitch. Fastball misses high above the letters. It's 1-0.
Those pitch strikes have been hard to come by so far for Jared Herzog, although he's done a good job of coming back in at-bats.
Trey Younger adjusts his helmet a little bit. Stands in an open batting stance from the right side. The 1-0. Fastball misses high again. 2-0. The wind is still howling out to left field. The American flag being whipped around on the flagpole in left center. It's a balmy day in northwestern Michigan. Here's the kick in the 2-0. Fastball misses high and outside, and Herzog is a ball away from walking in a run.
Just can't seem to time up the release point with that fastball. It's been a little early. Needs to pull down a little harder on it to try to get it in the zone.
Trey Younger with a 6-game hit streak. The 3-0 misses well high, and that's ball 4 to bring in a run. Jake Arnold comes home for third base, and it's 1-0 Pitts Bitters in the bottom of the third. Herzog not doing himself any favors. That's the second walk of the inning. It brings up Michael Steigels. Steigels 1 for 1 with a single. Left-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. And here's the first offering. This is high and outside, 1-0.
Surprised to not see a mound visit here from Joaquin McKay. Try to recenter his pitcher. Just give him a little bit of a breather. 5 straight balls.
Herzog goes to the rosin bag, picks it up, moves it around in his hand a little bit before stepping back on the rubber. He delivers the 1-0 pitch. Curveball drops in there for a called strike, so after 5 straight fastballs miss, the breaking ball's in there, and it's 1-1 on Steigels.
I've been hounding him about the importance of the fastball, but if you've got to go back to a breaking ball for a strike there, just do it.
Got to do what you got to do with the bases loaded. The kick in the 1-1. Breaking ball poked down the right field line. It's shallow. Here comes Kavanaugh. He dives and makes the catch. Jake Kavanaugh saves at least 1 run. And Traverse City strands the bases loaded, but they get the first run of the ball game on a bases loaded walk from Trey Younger. But more damage is averted thanks to a web gem from Jack Kavanaugh. After 3 full, it's Traverse City 1 and the Rivets nothing on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. Headed to the 4th inning in Traverse City, Michigan. 1-0 Pitts Bitters over the Rockford Rivets thanks to a bases-loaded walk by Trey Younger in the bottom of the 3rd. Rockford still in search of his first hit. against Cam Schulke, a nasty right-handed side armor from Florida Gulf Coast. They'll square off against 2, 3, 4 in the inning, starting with Jack Kavanaugh. First pitch to the righty. Liner right to the second baseman, Mario Camilletti, who makes the grab in stride, ranging towards first base for a quick out number 1. Rivets trail 1-0.
Kavanaugh, the first Rivet to really put good barrel on the ball, trying to drive it the other way, something he is very good at. It's a big part of his game.
First pitch to Kevin Bushnell. Sidearm breaking ball drops in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Part of the reason that Schulke is so dominant is he changes arm angles almost every pitch. He goes back sidearm, and the 0-1 is a slider that misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. He can deliver the fastball and the curveball over the top. Then he goes submarine or almost straight sidearm. The 1-1, a breaking ball that looked pretty over the top. Misses outside. 2 balls and a strike on Bushnell, who's 0 for 1 with a fly out. The kick and the pitch. Fastball dots the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And the real thing that comes with Cam Schulke is the 2 varying breaking balls. A frisbee slider from the side and a 12-6 curveball from the top.
The 2-2. He goes to the fastball and it misses outside. So the count is run full on Bushnell. Here's the payoff. It hit him. Schulke went to the frisbee slider from that sidearm angle, and the Rivets have their second base runner of the afternoon. Thanks to a hit by pitch, Bushnell's 4th of the summer.
A good spot to get that first runner. Brandon Bannon coming up here. A guy that saw Cam Schulke pretty well in his first time against him, and then Donovan Noble, a guy who's coming in pretty hot after 3 hits last night.
Here's Brandon Bannon. As you mentioned, he's 0 for 1 tonight. And he takes the first pitch outside. And a slider, 1-0. It's really the first trouble that Schulke's run into, although he did allow a 2-out walk to Jake Bellata in the 3rd. He gets the sign from the catcher, Useche, and deals. Fastball called strike right at the letters to Bannon, who stands at 6 foot. It's 1-1. Bannon is 0 for 3 in this series, 0 for 4 counting today. Bushnell takes a 3-step lead, does not go. And the 1-1 hits Bannon. Looked like Schulke went to the over-the-top delivery and hit him with a curveball. Back-to-back hit batsman. Rivets have a chance to even the score. They trail 1-0 in the top of the 4th.
We talked about the struggles with the release point when it came to Jared Herzog and that fastball. But when you're switching up arm angles and you have to time out the release point a little different there, you can definitely run into some trouble, as we've seen from Schulke here in the 4th.
Donovan Noble steps in. First pitch to the righty. Fastball catches the outside corner, taken for a called strike 1. Noble had that big day yesterday, 3 for 4 in his Rivets debut. He grounded out back to the pitcher his first time today. Holds the bat above his helmet. Gazes out at Schulke. Long pause and the 0-1. It's popped up to the third base side in foul ground. Tito Flores camps underneath it and makes the play. We're out number 2. Disappointing result there from Donovan Noble, and there's 2 on with 2 down for Johannes Hawkinson. Hawkinson 0 for 1 with a swinging strikeout in the 2nd inning. Rivets still in search of their first hit of the ball game, trailing 1-0. Schulke sets at the letters and delivers the first pitch. Breaking ball fouled off. This one will find the seats. It's 0-1. Hawkinson kind of had that timed up.
This particular table over here has been peppered with foul balls. That's the 3rd one that's landed within 3 or 4 feet of them.
Schulke slings the 0-1. Breaking ball misses low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. The concourse is conducive to getting a lot of foul balls as the suites are situated behind the concourse, so there's lots of deflections. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a tailing breaking ball away from the righty Hawkinson. And it's 1-2. Johannes has not been able to touch that pitch on the outside corner all day. Would not shock me if we see it again here. Schalke gets the sign, nods at the catcher Useche. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Schalke. Breaking ball misses low. Looked like a little bit more of a curveball rather than a slider there. It's 2-2.
Good pitch there from Schalke, looking for the swing and miss after drawing a couple from Hawkinson already today. But good discipline by Johannes to lay off of that.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a ground ball foul up the first base side. Noah DeLuca. Rivets pitcher turned first base coach snags that with the bare hand and tosses it to the Traverse City dugout. We'll have another 2-2. Hawkinson had the Rivets' only RBI last night. Now looking to pull the Rivets even in a pitcher's duel. Top of the 4th inning. 2 on, 2 out. Here's another 2-2. Swinging a chopper down to first base. This one's fair. Jake Arnold gloves it and flips to the pitcher Schalke, who covers first base to end the top of the 4th inning. Rivets can't do anything with 2 hit-by pitches, and they strand their first runner in scoring position on this Sunday evening. After 3.5, it's still Traverse City 1, Rockford Rivets nothing on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. It's the bottom of the 4th inning at Turtle Creek Stadium in Traverse City, Michigan. Traverse City Pittsburghers lead the Rockford Rivets 1-0. Final matchup between these two teams here at Turtle Creek Stadium this summer. Rivets in search of their first win here. Just 7 games remain in the regular season. Rivets eliminated from postseason contention. Traverse City still battling for home field advantage in the playoffs. Jared Herzog back out for the 4th. Face the lower third of the order, starting with Miguel Useche. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out, and the first pitch. Misses high and outside, 1-0. In case you're just joining us, Jared Herzog led up the only run of this ball game on a bases-loaded walk in the bottom of the 3rd inning to Trey Younger. He winds and fires the 1-0. Breaking ball misses high and outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Herzog appears to be missing high and outside to righties more often than not.
Definitely a bit scared to work inside, it appears. A lot of pitchers struggle with that, especially younger ones.
The 2-0 dots the outside corner for strike 1. Scoreboard operator thought that was ball 3, so they marked ball 3 on the scoreboard, but it is not. It's 2-1, and here's the pitch. Swinging a liner past the shortstop Donovan Noble into left. That's a leadoff single for Miguel Useche. He continues his hot on base streak. He's now reached in 26 of his last 27 games.
Essentially a guy that's been seeing a lot of time recently. The other primary catcher, Adam Proctor, has been down with an injury for about a week and a half.
Proctor has not played since that last week of July. Rivets trail 1-0. Runner on first for Christian Faust in the bottom of the fourth inning. Herzog sets and fires. There goes Useche. The pitch misses high. Throw down is in time to get him. A great tag from Jake Bellotta. He fielded it on a hop, and the throw was on the money for Monkey. Got that nice bounce off the turf, and there's one down.
That's got to feel good for Joaquin Monkey, especially against his good friend Miguel Useche. They know each other from back in Florida. They've played with and against each other a number of times.
1-0 to Faust. Breaking ball misses high and outside, 2-0. And even if the catchers don't know each other, I'm sure it's satisfying for one catcher to throw out the other. Here's the 2-0 offering. Curveball drops in there on the outside corner, 2-1. Faust is 0 for 1 with a ground out to shortstop. He's belted 2 long balls this summer. 2-1, he watches a fastball sail high. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike on the junior from Grand Valley State. Herzog kicks and deals. Line drive into left, but right at the left fielder, Connor Goodman, who takes 2 steps in and puts it away for out number 2 in the bottom of the 4th.
All of a sudden, we're looking at a fairly efficient inning for Jared Herzog. Has fallen behind both at bats, but has come back with that line out there and then got a little bit of help from Monkey at bat before.
Here's Jake Arnold with the bases empty. Rivets trail 1-0. First pitch to the big righty. Sweeping curveball finds the outside corner, taken for a called strike 1. Arnold is 1 for 1 with a bunt single in the 3rd. Swing and a miss on the 0-1. Herzog goes back to the curveball. It dropped outside the zone. He's well out in front, something that we have not said much this evening.
Probably the best pitch that Jared Herzog has executed tonight. Fairly similar to the one he walked Tito Flores on earlier.
The 0-2, he goes back to the curveball. It misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Arnold, the redshirt junior from North Georgia, batting below 200. 1-2 offering. Back foot breaking ball, and Arnold watches it all the way. So it's back even at 2 apiece.
We were looking earlier today at the box score from the last time the Rivets beat Traverse City here at Turtle Creek Stadium. Jake Arnold was on the team.
He swings and misses at the 2-2, and it's a 1-2-3. Bottom of the 4th inning for Jared Herzog. That K is just his 2nd, but he continues to shut down the Pittsburghers relatively well. It's still 1-0 after 4 on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. Traverse City Pittsburghers 1, Rockford Rivets 0 in the top of the 5th inning at Turtle Creek Stadium in northwestern Michigan. The Rivets' final game here this summer with just 7 games remaining over overall in the Northwoods League season. The Rivets in search of their first win here in Traverse City this summer, and their first since July 17th, 2019. Cam Schulke out for another inning of work, and why not? He is still not allowed a hit. He's hit 2 batters and walked 1, but other than that, flawless. He'll face the lower third of the Rivets order, starting with Joaquin Monque. The cake in the first pitch to the right-handed batter. Fastball misses high. It's 1-0.
We talked a little bit earlier about Monque's struggles versus Schulke the first time around. He is looking at this game as a chance at redemption.
Schulke's 1-0. Breaking ball bounces on the turf. Monque watching it all the way. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Monque comes into this game hot. He's 5 for his last 9 in his last 2 games. 2-0 to him. Swinging a ground ball down to first base. Backhanded by Arnold. He'll flip to the pitcher Schulke, who covers first base in stride. That's a slick play for out number 1 in the top of the 5th.
Good play off of an unusual alignment. Jake Arnold playing very far off the line. Against most defenses, that ball probably slips through for a base hit.
Arnold, a good defensive first baseman. So with nobody on, the Rivets trailing 1-0 in the top of the 5th. Here's Charlie Allison. First pitch to the lefty. Breaking ball dots the outside corner, taken for a called strike 1. Allison is 0 for 1 with a looking strikeout against Schulke. He struck out 4 Rivets. The 0-1, he goes back to an identical breaking ball that dots the outside part of the zone. Quickly 0-2. Schulke working quickly. He rocks and fires. Goes back to the breaking ball. This time it misses too far outside in the right-handed batter's box. To the lefty Allison, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Schulke steps off the rubber. Needs a quick moment, and now quickly steps back on. Holds the leather in front of his face, with long flowing hair out the back of his cap. Here's his 1-2 pitch. Another curveball that misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one a little closer. Still no dice, and it's an even count. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball up the middle past Mario Camilletti into center field, and the Rivets' first hit of the ball game belongs to Charlie Allison in the top of the 5th inning. Canceled the post-game show. Cam Schulke, no hitter, no more.
Charlie Allison, too, a guy that's really been cold since he got here. It's a good swing on that ball, puts it up the middle, and maybe starts off its game-tying rally.
So here's Jake Bellotta. He walked his last time. Righty on righty in the first pitch. Nearly hits him. Curveball that misses inside. 1-0. They say hitting is contagious. Sometimes all it takes is one. Get the team's bats going. Allison not much of a threat to steal. Takes a 4-step lead off of first. Schulke gives him a look and slings the 1-0. Slider catches the lower part of the zone, called strike 1, 1-1.
Jake Bellotta getting his first taste of a Northwoods League mainstay, the beer batter. The Pittsburghers have named him the beer batter for the day. If he strikes out, all fans in attendance get buy one, get one beer for an inning.
1-1, fastball dots the outside corner, taken for a called strike 2. Even on this Sunday, which is branded as sermons and strikeouts here in Traverse City. The kick and the 1-2. Ground ball right to the second baseman, Camilletti. He flips to second for 1. The relay from the shortstop, Faust, in time. It's a 4-6-3 double play to end the top of the 5th. The Rivets get their first hit of the ball game from Charlie Allison, but they can't do anything with it. Cam Schulke bounces back with a double play. After 4.5, it's the Rivets 0 and the Pittsburghers 1 on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. Bottom of the fifth inning with the Rockford Rivets trailing the Traverse City Pittsbitters 1-0. The difference, bases loaded walk by Trey Younger in the bottom of the third inning. With starter Jared Herzog back out for another inning of work, which has been delayed due to a between innings promotion. I think it was a section sing-along of some sort. Battle between different sections of the ballpark. One sings and then the other sings a certain verse of a song, and then fans get to decide who wins. But now, Zeb Ruse, the leadoff hitter, will climb into the right-handed batter's box to start the fifth to his walk-up song that fans clap along to. And here's the first pitch to him. He watches a breaking ball high and outside, 1-0. Fans are tremendously engaged here at Turtle Creek Stadium. Almost every game that the Rivets have been at this summer. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball misses high and outside again. 2 balls, no strikes. Zeb Ruse is 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. Wind still howling out to left field. 2-0 sails high. Herzog going to the fastball there. And it's 3-0.
We really haven't seen anybody take advantage of that wind. Very few balls hit out to left field. A couple flyouts to Connor Goodman, but pretty minimal action.
There are some fans dotting the left field berm. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Fastball zips in there for a called strike 1. Turtle Creek Stadium is the only stadium in the Great Lakes East Division that has 360-degree seating around the entire field. 3-1 offering. It misses outside. Herzog went to the breaking ball, and it missed by a hair. So that's a leadoff walk to Zeb Ruse to start the bottom of the fifth inning. Traverse City leads 1-0. So here's Mario Camilletti, who walked his last time to extend his on-base streak to 15 games. He has reached in 45 of his 47 games played this summer. So it's almost a sure bet that he gets on base at least once a game.
And that's the kind of guy you want to have in your 2 spot, take advantage of these types of situations and set up RBI opportunities for big guys like Tito Flores and Chris Monroe.
Jared Herzog fires a pickoff throw to first base, not in time to get Zeb Ruse. Being held on by Charlie Allison. Ruse has 21 stolen bases this summer to lead the Pittsbitters. Herzog throws over again, no slide from Ruse, and no tag from Allison. Camilletti still waiting on the first pitch of the at-bat. Camilletti transferring from Oakland to Central Michigan, staying in the great state of Michigan. He rests the bat on his left shoulder, and here's the first pitch. Misses high and outside as the runner goes. The throw down, got him! Joaquin Monque fires a bullet to get Zeb Ruse. A great tag from Donovan Noble, the shortstop. That's out number 1. Back-to-back innings that Monque has hosed runners.
Not sure if that was an intentional pitch out there, but Jared Herzog setting up Monque perfectly with a high and outside pitch. Gave him a ton of time to get that throw down to second.
So it is 1-0 on Camilletti, and the pitch bounces nearly right on top of home plate. So it's 2-0. To start the summer, Ethan, Monque joined the Rivets right after the start of the second half. He looked pretty uncomfortable behind the plate. Now he's really settled in. 2-0 pitch. Fastball dots the outside corner. Pops the mitt of Monque, 2-1. I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that he was injured back in April with South Florida and did not really do much baseball until he was cleared and started the summer with the Rivets. 2-1 offering. Another fastball finds the outside corner, 2-2.
Not only was he injured, but at South Florida, when he was healthy, he was playing majority outfield. The Bulls had a guy behind the plate that they wanted to keep there, but to get Monque some more at-bats, they had him playing left and right field.
Herzog rocks and delivers the 2-2 pitch. Camilletti waits on a breaking ball and pops it into the third base grandstand seat. So it's 2-2. Remains 2-2. Herzog working from the right side of the rubber. He delivers another 2-2 offering. Fastball misses down and outside, and the count is run full. Camilletti runs into a lot of full counts. Loves to work opposing pitchers. Here's the payoff from Herzog. Swing and a miss. He got him on a breaking ball that was a little bit low of the zone. He really fooled Camilletti. His second strikeout of the day against the redshirt junior from Central Michigan.
Big gross curveball there from Jared Herzog, taking advantage of his one lefty matchup and really hitting him with an unhittable pitch.
3 strikeouts for Herzog overall. It is so rare to see Camilletti strike out more than once in a game. Impressive from Herzog. Rivets trail 1-0. Bottom of the 5th, base is empty for Tito Flores. Here's the first pitch to the sophomore from Michigan. Breaking ball bounces, nearly hits Flores, but it doesn't. It's 1-0.
And this is where you want to face Tito Flores, is with the bases empty and 2 outs, a guy that has not struggled in any situation to hit. You'd rather give him the base and no RBIs.
Herzog's 1-0. Swing and a miss on a fastball on the outside corner. It's 1-1. Flores has reached both times tonight, once on a walk in the first, and then on an error that set up a bases-loaded situation in the third. Herzog holds his mitt out in front of his face and delivers the 1-1. Slow breaking ball just misses outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Almost 6:30 in the Eastern time zone. Sunday evening game for the Rivets and Pittsburghs. 2-1. Fastball sails high, 3 balls and 1 strike.
Sure doesn't feel like 6:30, a very hot and sticky day out.
I agree with your assessment there. It feels more like 3:30 or 4 o'clock. Starting the game at 5:05 is really a strange start time. 3-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses outside, and Tito Flores is aboard for the 3rd time this evening. It's a 2-out walk for the Michigan Wolverine. Here's Chris Monroe with a runner on and 2 down. Joaquin Monque is going to walk out to the mound to talk to Jared Herzog. Traverse City leads Rockford 1-0. But Jared Herzog has been, from really all accounts, outstanding tonight, with the exception of that bases-loaded walk in the 3rd. We were talking before the game. Herzog really hasn't had a standout start this summer, and tonight might be it.
I definitely agree with you, because even that 1 run was unearned off the ground ball booted by Brandon Bannon, so even on the scorecard, this will definitely look like one of, if not his best outing.
Trying to go 5 full innings here. Chris Monroe, big right-handed batter, is 0 for 2 tonight. Monroe standing at 6'5", 250 pounds. Herzog throws over to first base to check on Flores. He's back without a slide. Pretty big Sunday crowd, and I think that's part of the reason why they move back these start times from earlier in the day. First pitch to Monroe, it bounces, and the runner goes. The throw down to second. They got him. The breaking ball kicked away from the catcher, Monque. He raced up the third base line, snagged it, and tossed out Tito Flores at second base. So Jared Herzog, despite 2 walks, faces the minimum in the bottom of the 5th inning, and the score holds. Traverse City 1, Rockford Rivets 0 after 5 on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. It's the top of the 6th inning of a pitcher's duel between the Rockford Rivets and Traverse City Pittsbitters. Pittsbitters lead it 1-0 on an unearned run. Bottom of the 3rd inning, a bases-loaded walk from Trey Younger is the difference. Cam Schulke, the starter for Traverse City, back out there for the 6th. He'll face the top of the order in Connor Goodman. First pitch to the lefty. Fastball bounces. It's taken for ball 1. Goodman is 0 for 2 this evening. Swinging strikeout and a flyout to left. Schulke rocks and fires. Swinging a ground ball to the hole at second base. Camilletti ranges over, gloves it, and throws in time for out number 1.
Unfortunate start to the inning there. This 6th inning may be the biggest opportunity for the Rivets to get to Cam Schulke. He has struggled with location as the game has gone on. Still really locked in. Has been performing well, but we've seen a couple plumped batters, so this could be a big frame for Rockford.
First pitch to Jack Kavanaugh, and it's taken down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Kavanaugh is 0 for 2. Started red hot with the Rivets through 4 games, trying to get the bat going today. The kick in the 1-0, swing and a miss, and an off-speed pitch upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kavanaugh, the redshirt junior from UW Milwaukee. Back-to-back Panthers in the Rivets order. Goodman and Kavanaugh. 1-1 pitch. Swinging a little blooper into shallow right. Steigels comes on. Camilletti comes out and can't make the catch. It drops on the turf, and it's a 1-out single for Kavanaugh.
Jack Kavanaugh staying hot here. See if JT Scarra likes to take an aggressive base running strategy. Kavanaugh, pretty good runner for his frame. Taller guy, but moves well on the base paths.
Kevin Bushnell climbs in the right-handed batter's box. Rivets trail 1-0. Top of the 6th inning. Cam Schulke, the freshman from Florida Gulf Coast, has been dominant. First pitch to Bushnell, runs inside, nearly hits him. It's taken for ball 1. Rivets have managed just 2 hits against Schulke. Really nasty to face. He jumps off the rubber and throws to first base. Pickoff throw almost got Kavanaugh. But Arnold's tag was not in time.
I may be mistaken, but I think that was the first throwover we've seen today.
And now another one, and that time Kavanaugh is out. A great throw from Schulke. He barely came set on the rubber. Stepped off and got Kavanaugh. That's a quick out number 2. That really takes the wind out of the Rivets' sails. So it's a 1-0 count on Bushnell. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out and a hit by pitch. The 1-0. Breaking ball runs inside again, 2-0. Schulke up to 74 pitches through 5 2/3. He rocks and fires. Swing and a miss on an over-the-top curveball. The crowd oohs and ahs. Schulke really pulled the string on Bushnell, 2-1.
Big swing there by Bushnell, trying to take advantage of a 2-0 count.
He fires, swing and a miss. Another off-speed pitch, low in the zone this time. It's back even at 2 apiece. Schulke really looking nasty after that pickoff throw. Here's his 2-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball, gloved by Arnold on a dive, and he flips to Schulke, who covers first base. To end the inning. The Rivets get a bloop single from Jack Kavanaugh, but he's promptly picked off. And Cam Schulke faces the minimum for the 2nd consecutive inning. And the top of the 6th inning is over. Rivets still trail 1-0 on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. Traverse City Pittsbitters 1, Rockford Rivets nothing, headed to the bottom of the 6th inning in Traverse City, Michigan. And after Jared Herzog tosses 5 innings and only allows 1 unearned run, he's out of the ball game despite only having 89 pitches on his pitch count. Rivets manager JT Scara brings in AJ Golembeski from the bullpen.
Golembeski, a guy that has had a pretty rough season so far, has made 6 appearances out of the pen, has yet to have an outing with fewer than 2 earned runs. 2 earned runs in 5 of his outings, and then his last outing against these Pittsbitters, 5 earned runs. That comes together for a 13.97 ERA. He'll face his UIS teammate Chris Monroe. Hopefully, an advantage for AJ to get his outing started.
Golembeski will face Monroe, representing 4 in the order. 4, 5, 6 coming up against Golembeski, the long and lanky right-hander. He holds the glove at the belt, kicks and delivers his first pitch. Breaking ball drops in there for a called strike against Monroe, and it's 0-1. Chris Monroe transferring from Illinois Springfield to Central Michigan. Golembeski fires the 0-1. Fastball misses outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And that's something that another Prairie star on the Rivets, Brandon Bannon, isn't too thrilled about. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Really fooled Monroe, 1-2. But Brandon Bannon was talking to Chris Monroe after Rivets game last night. As many players do, they socialize after the contest. The 1-2, breaking ball tails too far outside, 2-2. But somebody came up to Monroe and introduced themselves and said, "Oh, I'm so glad you're a Chippewa," with Bannon sitting right next to him. 2-2, a big swing and a foul ball off the barrier behind home plate, still 2-2. And Monroe pointed out, he said, "Yeah, this is one of my buddies from my old school. He's my hunting and fishing buddy, and I'm leaving him behind." So a sore subject for Bannon. 2-2, Monroe reaches and cues this one to shortstop. Noble gloves it on the run and throws in time to first base. Charlie Allison with a big stretch. And that's out number 1.
And you wonder what comes into play when Chris Monroe is transferring to Central Michigan. Obviously, a guy that's at a D2 school wants to move up to D1. But do you think that Mario Camaletti, his teammate here in Traverse City, may have convinced him to make the move to CMU?
I'm sure that maybe had something to do with it. Trey Younger climbs in, bases empty, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning, Traverse City leads 1-0. First pitch, breaking ball, misses inside, 1-0. That's something you kind of see a lot of. That happened to a former Rivet from last season, Jeff Heinrich, who transferred from South Carolina to Kansas State. Here's the wind and the 1-0. Fastball misses high and outside, 2-0. But he played this past season at South Carolina. But the summer before that, in 2020, last summer, he played with 5 Kansas State Wildcats on the Rivets. I'm sure that was a factor. 2-0 pitch, swinging a chopper, foul up the third base line. It's 2-1.
And the 2021 Rivets, a team that had a number of players in the transfer portal as well, also talked a good bit about their respective schools, what was good, what was bad, why you should come, why you should not come. So definitely the behind-the-scenes stuff in summer ball is big too.
2-1 offering, a big swing and a foul tip into the glove of Moan K. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Trey Younger, the freshman from Wofford. He's responsible for the only RBI in this game, a bases-loaded walk in the 3rd. The 2-2, swing and a miss on a breaking ball, low and outside. Golembeski really fooled him, and that's out number 2 in the bottom of the 6th.
And I may have been a bit hard on AJ Golembeski reading off his stats to start. This is a guy that has a lot of good stuff. He has a great frame for a pitcher, standing at 6'6", with a lanky build. And from everything I hear from the Rivets bullpen, his stuff is nasty.
He delivers a first pitch ball to Michael Steigels. Fastball misses high, 1-0. Steigels 1 for 2 with a single. Golembeski working from the left side of the rubber. Here's his 1-0. Breaking ball misses low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. But sometimes it takes an adjustment period for guys to get used to the Northwoods League. 2-0, swinging a slow roller to second base. Jake Bellata waits back on it, fields and throws in time. And it's a 1-2-3, bottom of the 6th inning for A.J. Golombeski. His first scoreless inning of the summer. And the Rivets still trail the Traverse City Pittsbitters 1-0, headed to the 7th on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. We've been treated to a pitcher's duel on a beautiful Sunday evening in Traverse City, Michigan. It's the Pittsbitters 1 and the Rockford Rivets 0. Cam Schulke, the side-arming starter for Traverse City, is back out for the top of the 7th inning. He'll face the heart of the Rivets order: Brendan Bannon, Donovan Noble, and Johannes Hawkinson, 4, 5, 6. Taking the first pitch to Bannon. Breaking ball finds the outside corner. It's 0-1.
I talked last inning about getting to Schulke before he exits the game. The Rivets get another shot at him here in the 7th.
The 0-1, Bender misses low and away, 1-1. Rivets just have not been able to get their offense going against Traverse City. Not just today, but all season long. 1-1, broken bat flare at Mario Camilletti in shallow center field. The second baseman ranges behind the bag to make the play. And there's one away in the top of the 7th. But the Rivets have been outscored by Traverse City, now 98-34 in their 10 contests, counting today's contest. First pitch to Donovan Noble. Swinging a foul back right below us. Just got over the screen, wasn't quite high enough. Let me tell you, I was ready.
I was ready as well. That thing fell fast. I definitely wanted a chance at it, though.
The 0-1 to Noble, a big swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the lower half of the zone, 0-2. Noble is 0 for 2 after a hot start as a Rivet yesterday. He was 3 for 4. Schulke steps off the rubber, and here's some chatter between the fans below us about that foul ball. We're situated above the concourse, off to the right side of home plate. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball misses well outside. Noble lays off, and it's 1-2.
It'd be great for the Rivets offense to get Noble on here, especially ahead of Johannes Hawkinson, 2 very speedy runners.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss on a backdoor breaking ball. Very quickly out number 2 in the top of the 7th inning. Rivets still trail 1-0. Base is empty for Johannes Hawkinson. And that's Schulke's first strikeout since the third inning. Just 5 strikeouts, and we say just 5. Schulke struck out 9 Rivets the last time he faced him, back on August 2nd. First pitch to Hawkinson. He squares to bunt and bunts through it, and the pitch hits the catcher Useche. And it's 0-1 on Johannes. Now the home plate umpire Mason Labuda is going to walk out to the mound and give Useche some extra time to shake it off, and he'll chat with his former teammate Johannes Hawkinson. Hawkinson played the first month of the season with the Traverse City Pittsburghers before taking a few weeks off, and then coming to the Rockford Rivets, who he spent 2 weeks with at the tail end of last summer. It's a hot and humid day in Turtle Creek Stadium in Traverse City. Schulke's 0-1. Breaking ball runs inside. It's 1-1. There is rain in the forecast for later tonight, but not until 8 o'clock. And it's 6:48 in the Eastern Time Zone. It's been a fast-moving game. 1-1. Bender misses low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Neither team wants to get stuck in a rain delay here, with both of them having the same drive ahead of them.
Here's the 2-1. Swinging a chopper foul. Just off the foot of Hawkinson, so it's 2-2. The Rivets will make the drive back to Rockford tonight, immediately following this contest. Traverse City, I presume, will wait until tomorrow morning. So it's a 4-game home-and-home series of sorts between these teams, which in my opinion is questionable scheduling.
It was definitely questionable scheduling with the entire season series between the Rivets and the Pittsburghers, meeting in the first week, and then a month and a half without seeing each other, and then 10 games.
2-2. Schulke tries to go to the back door again, and Hawkinson lays off. The count runs full. Schulke turns and delivers. Swing and a miss. He got him. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the top of the 7th for Cam Schulke. And he's at 90 pitches. We'll see if he comes back out for the 8th inning. He's shut down the Rivets 7 scoreless from the right-hander, and it's still 1-0 Traverse City on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. Bottom of the 7th inning in Traverse City, Michigan. Pittsburghers lead the Rivets 1-0. Rivets' final game of the summer here at Turtle Creek Stadium. It's been a pitcher's duel. Traverse City looking for some insurance against the Rivets' first bullpen arm, A.J. Golembeski. 0 face the lower third of the Spitters order, starting with Miguel Useche. Righty on righty, in the first pitch from Golombeski. Misses down and outside, 1-0. Golombeski was very impressive in his first inning of work in the bottom of the sixth. Setting down the side in order, including a strikeout. He kicks and fires the 1-0. Breaking ball misses low and away again, 2-0. Golombeski, the Rivets' first righty today, as Herzog, the starter, was a lefty. He faced just one lefty in the Spitters order. The 2-0, another breaking ball, and it misses low again. 3 straight balls to start the frame from Golombeski.
We talked about that matchup, righty v righty, between innings. After initially being surprised by the move to Paul Herzog, it does make a little more sense with righty Golombeski able to face 7 straight to start his day.
Golombeski goes to the fastball and dots the outside corner for a called strike 1. Miguel Useche is 1 for 2 with a single. Here's the 3-1. Breaking ball misses low and outside, and it's a leadoff walk. The Traverse City catcher. And this looks a little bit like the Golombeski that we've seen throughout the season, who struggles with the breaking ball command, has been knocked around a little bit. So the Rivets hope he can get a grasp on that curveball as he faces the 8-batter Christian Faust, who's 0 for 2. You got to get these outs against the bottom half of the order.
I was thinking the same thing. This is definitely the place to make that adjustment, start to find that release point, and pick up maybe all 3 outs of the inning.
First pitch to Faust. Fastball misses outside, 1-0. Miguel Useche, a pretty quick catcher, but stolen just 1 base this summer. Being held on by Charlie Allison at first base. Golombeski sets at the belt and delivers the 1-0. Fastball dots the outside corner. Taken for a called strike 1. It's back even at 1 apiece. Rivets in search of their first win here at Turtle Creek Stadium since 2019. Golombeski steps off and throws over to first base to check on Useche. He's back by a wide margin safely. Beautiful Sunday for baseball in northwestern Michigan. Golombeski steps off and throws over to first again. No tag this time from Charlie Allison. Still 1-1 on Faust. Rivets have lost 3 of their last 4 games. 7 games left in the regular season. Here's the 1-1. Bender misses inside. Faust watched that one all the way. It's 2-1.
Couple questions there for both Golombeski and Joaquin McKay. That seemed to flip a good portion of the strike zone, but ultimately called ball 2.
So Faust is in a hitter's count here. Golombeski's 2-1 pitch. Swinging a chopper to second, could be 2. Bellata flips to the shortstop. Noble, his relay in time at first base. It's a 4-6-3 twin killing. And just like that, there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. What a huge play for Golombeski and the Rivets.
Definitely what AJ needed there. Like I was saying, these bottom 3 hitters in the order all under 200. You got to at least pick up 2 outs when you're facing the bottom third in what is majority a potent Traverse City lineup.
So here's Jake Arnold with the bases empty. Traverse City leading 1-0. Breaking ball drops in there for a called strike. Looks like AJ's found the command with that pitch. Jake Arnold 1 for 2 with a run scored. The only run of this ball game, which came in the 3rd. The 0-1, another curveball, another called strike. Arnold, a big guy, standing at 6'4". He taps the plate twice, holds the bat out at Golombeski, and awaits the 0-2. Curveball misses well low and outside, 1-2. It'll be interesting to see if we see Cam Schulke back out for the top of the 8th. Traverse City starter. 1-2, fastball misses low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But if I'm Traverse City manager Josh Reban, I'm probably going to the bullpen at this point. Got a solid back end. In a 1-0 ball game, you might as well use him. 2-2, a breaking ball misses low, and now the count is run full.
I definitely agree with that sentiment. However, I see minimal action down the left field line in the Pittsburgh's pen.
We'll see if that question goes our way in the top of this inning. Top of the next inning, I should say. 3-2 is fouled down the third base line. We'll do it again. Schalke has really dominated the Rivets today. Just 2 hits for the Screws. Here's another payoff. Swing and a miss. He got him. Fastball on the low outside corner. Ends the Traverse City 7th inning. A.J. Golombasky faces the minimum through 2 innings. And the score remains Traverse City 1 and the Rivets nothing. Cam Schalke is coming back out for the 8th. We'll tell you more details after this on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. It's 1-0 Traverse City over the Rivets, top of the 8th inning, and the Pittsburgh starter Cam Schalke is back out for the top of the 8th, facing the lower third of the Rivets order, starting with Joaquin Monque. Difference in this one, a bases-loaded walk from Trey Younger in the bottom of the 3rd inning, the only run of this contest, and it was unearned. First pitch to Monque, swinging a foul ball on the ground up the 3rd base side. It's 0-1.
And I think Joaquin Monque is pretty happy to see Cam Schalke out here. He wants his chance to pick up a hit against the Traverse City righty. And this will almost certainly be his last chance.
Schalke holds the glove out in front of his face. Turns and delivers the 0-1 pitch. A sidearm slider misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Monque 0 for 2. A pop out to first base in the 3rd, and then a ground out to first base in the 5th. Schalke turns and deals. Big swing and a miss on a backdoor breaking ball, 1-2 on the catcher from USF, Monque. It's the Rivets' final game of the summer here in Traverse City. They have not won here since 2019. Just a 1-10 all-time record here. 1-2 is reached out and poked foul into some empty seats on the first base side. We'll have another 1-2 offering.
Good fight from Monque there. Saw 2 pitches back-to-back that were nearly identical. Swung and missed on the first one. Was able to fight that off. Trying to draw out this at-bat.
Schalke shakes off the catcher Useche. Now has another sign, and the 1-2 is swung on and missed. A slider low and away. Sets down Joaquin Monque. That's 3 straight strikeouts in the scorebook for Cam Schalke. Rivets still trail 1-0 in the top of the 8th inning. 7 Ks for Schalke, looking to match the 9 he put up against the Rivets in 7 innings back on August 2nd. Here's Charlie Allison with the bases empty. First pitch to the lefty. Fastball tails too far outside, 1-0. 7 games left in the regular season. Rivets out of playoff contention. 1-0. Schulte comes back with the fastball. It dots the inside corner, 1-1. Despite the Rivets' lack of playoff contention, they've played a lot of tight baseball games down the stretch here. 1-1 is roped foul up the first base line. It's 1-2. Last night wasn't close here in Traverse City, a 9-1 loss for the Rivets, but before that they played back-to-back extra inning games with the Lakeshore Chinooks, and then won a 3-2 contest with Traverse City. The 1-2 is again lined down the right field line. This one hooks foul again. Still 1-2.
Charlie Allison appears to be the first Rivets hitter to really pick up on Cam Schulte. He had the base hit last time. Has gotten a good read on a few pitches this at-bat as well.
Rivets have just managed 2 hits against Schulte. Trying to win this battle against Charlie Allison. Here's another 1-2. It misses inside, and it's even. Allison struck out looking his first time in the 3rd inning. Schulte has surpassed 100 pitches. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball misses low and in, and the count is run full. A great at-bat from Allison that may end Cam Schulte's day.
Yes, and we do see a pitcher warming up for the pit spitters. This may be the last batter regardless.
Here's the payoff pitch. Breaking ball misses outside, and Charlie Allison draws a 1-out walk, and the tying run is on base with 1 away. In the top of the 8th inning, Rivets trail 1-0. And now here comes Rocky Mariola, the pitching coach for Traverse City. So no Josh Rebant quite yet, but this may be to buy some time for the arm of the bullpen to get warmed up. And that would not surprise me. Traverse City is a pretty solid back end of the bullpen, and I know manager Josh Rebant trusts a whole lot.
I think we're going to get another look at Anthony Ramirez.
It is indeed Anthony Ramirez, who the Rivets saw last night. He pitched a scoreless 8th inning, walking 1 and striking out 2 on 19 pitches. The meeting is ongoing between the pitching coach Mariello and the catcher Useche, as well as the pitcher Schulte. Now home plate umpire Mason Labuda is out to break up the party. Jake Bellotta approaches the right-handed batter's box. He's 0 for 1. Walked in the 3rd inning and then grounded into a 4-6-3 double play to end the 5th frame. Great Lakes East rivals doing battle, the 10th game of a 12-game season series. Traverse City leads said series 8-1, and Schulte immediately after the meeting jumps off the rubber and fires over to first base. Nearly caught Charlie Allison leaning, but he does not. Crowd maybe thought so. Now Schulte sets and throws over again, that time a little less close. Arnold's tagged late at first base.
Schulte, clearly confident in that move, has already caught a runner on it tonight. Allison, not a guy that moves well.
Here's the first pitch to Bellotta. Breaking ball misses inside. 1-0. Seagulls circle overhead at Turtle Creek Stadium, perhaps searching for a few French fries. The 1-0 grounded back to the pitcher Schulte. Fires the second for 1. The relay in time. What a way to end the outing for Cam Schulte. A 1-6-3 double play. Gets Schulte out of a possible jam, and the Rivets are kept off the scoreboard through 8 innings by the side armor from Florida Gulf Coast. After 7.5, it's still Traverse City 1 and the Rivets nothing. Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. It's the bottom of the 8th inning at Turtle Creek Stadium in Traverse City, Michigan. The Rivets trail the Traverse City Pittsbitters 1-0. The difference in this one is a bases-loaded walk in the bottom of the 3rd inning by Trey Younger. It was an unearned run charged to Jared Herzog, who went 5 innings, let up just that one unearned run, 3 hits, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Cam Schulke, on the other hand, is going to come out of the ball game after 8 innings of work. Probably won't see him for the 9th. AJ Golembeski has picked up where Herzog left off, working 2 scoreless innings, and his first pitch to Zeb Ruse. Breaking ball misses low and outside. Ruse, the leadoff hitter for Traverse City, is 0 for 2 with a walk. Golembeski winds and fires the 1-0. Breaking ball catches the outside corner this time, 1-1.
Going back to Cam Schulke, if I had to guess, the Pittsbitters may have a 2nd straight pitcher of the night. The only difference here, the Rivets are still well within this ballgame. They're trailing by 1.
1-1, breaking ball misses upstairs, 2-1. I was thinking the same thing myself. Cade Heil went 7 shutout innings last night. Let up 4 hits, struck out 7. Schulke has only allowed 2 hits in 8 innings, so even better. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss on a breaking ball low and outside. It's 2-2. Last night the Rivets fell 9-1. They are just 1-8 this summer against Traverse City. 0-5 here in Traverse City. The kick in the 2-2. Fastball misses outside, and the count is full on Ruse. It's the final Sunday game of the summer for the Rivets. 7 games remain in the season, and they're out of playoff contention. Payoff pitch from Golembeski. Swing and a miss. A foul ball. Ruse got a piece of it. The catcher, Monke, could not hang on. Got a piece of his chest protector. So we'll have another payoff, and looks like AJ Golembeski is having a laugh with Monke about that mishap. As Mason Labuda chats it over with Golembeski as well to give Monke some time. The wind is still blowing out hard to left field. But still a pitcher's duel. The kick and the payoff. Swinging a line drive, well fouled down the left field line. Hard hit from Ruse. But we'll have another 3-2 pitch. Tall task for Golembeski here, facing the top of the order for the first time. He deals another 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on a backdoor breaking ball. 3rd strikeout for Golembeski, and that's the first out of the bottom of the 8th inning. Rivets trailing 1-0.
Great spot there on that pitch from AJ. I've heard a lot of raving from the Rivets bullpen about some of the action that Golembeski has on that fastball. Had some late cut there, really came into play. Got a huge out against a very good hitter.
We'll have to do more good work against another good hitter here, Mario Camilletti. First pitch to the lefty. Swing and a miss. On that fastball again, tailing away from the lefty. Camilletti is 0 for 2 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Very rare that Camilletti strikes out more than once in a contest. Jared Herzog set him down on strikes twice. The kick and the 0-1. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Camilletti, a very patient hitter. Open batting stance from the left side. Here's the 1-1, swinging a foul straight back. He was right on the fastball. It's 1-2.
Again, though, Camilletti seems to be a bit off balance. The 2 strikeouts earlier today, and even the first few pitches of this at-bat, just doesn't seem to be either guessing the pitch correctly or just not timing it out.
1-2 from Golembeski. A foul ball back to the screen. We'll have another. Hazy sunshine overhead as we move into the late evening. 7:13 in the Eastern time zone. 6:13 back home in Illinois. The series will move to Rockford tomorrow. 4-game set. Another 1-2. Breaking ball misses near the back foot of Camilletti. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Golembeski holds the mitt near his chest, looking in for the sign from Monkey. He's got it. Here's the 2-2. Swinging another jam shot foul ball back to the net behind home plate. Good battle between the righty Golembeski and the left-handed hitter Camilletti.
We've seen 2 fantastic at-bats here. Golembeski already sitting at 15 pitches on this inning. We'll see if he can win another long one here.
Another 2-2, another foul ball sprayed into the seats down the third base line. One of the longest at-bats we've seen in this ball game. Camilletti has told Traverse City Pittsburgh's broadcaster, Stephen, I draw a blank on his last name, that he tries to work a full count every time he's at the plate, and he's done so here as the 2-2 misses inside. It's 3-2.
Seen 2 8-pitch at-bats so far. This will be the 9th.
Golembeski shakes off Monkey and delivers the payoff pitch. It misses down and in. Camilletti draws a 1-out walk and wins a long battle. So here's Tito Flores with an insurance run waiting on first base.
Flores, a fan favorite here, getting loud applause for what could be a key moment for the Pittsburghers. Maybe break this game open or at least extend their lead to more than the 1 it stands at currently.
Pittsburghers lead 1-0. No runs in this ball game since the bottom of the third. A.J. Golembeski facing Flores for the first time tonight. Righty on righty. And the first pitch. Fastball for a called strike on the outside corner. The fans don't like the call, but no less, 0-1. Camilletti with good speed off of first base. We'll see if he goes. It would not shock me if Josh Revant wants to take the double play out of order. Golembeski gives Camilletti a look. And now he's set the chest. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball grounded foul up the third base line. It's 0-2.
One thing we've seen Josh Revant do a lot is in these 2-strike counts. Maybe he'll send Camilletti, try to draw the attention away from the runner with whatever's going on at the plate. Even a strikeout could ensure Camilletti gets to second safely.
Camilletti gets a few extra steps. Now Golembeski steps off and tosses a slow pickoff throw over to first. Camilletti back with ease. Flores has 2 walks today. He's reached all 3 times. Here's the 0-2. It misses high and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Golembeski, the long and lanky right-hander, standing at 6'5". Holds the baseball in his glove before he sets. And fires the 1-2. Ground ball down to third. Bannon gloves. Throws to second for 1. The relay in time at first base. The Rivets go around the horn. 5-4-3 to end the bottom of the 8th inning. 3 scoreless innings for A.J. Golembeski, who slaps his Springfield teammate Brandon Bannon on the rear end as he heads back to the Rivets dugout. A nice play by the Rivets infield. Last chance for the Rivets coming up in the top of the 9th. They trail 1-0 on the Rockford Rivets baseball. It's the top of the ninth inning. Last chance for the Rockford Rivets, trailing the Traverse City Pittsbitters 1-0. And they'll have to cobble something together against the Pittsbitters closer, John Bucalaire.
Bucalaire, one of, if not the most effective Pittsbitters relievers on the season, an all-star season, 25 innings, a 1.08 ERA. That's only 3 earned runs across those 25 innings. Has also picked up 27 strikeouts. One thing to note, though, as of late, has struggled 4 innings across his last 2 appearances. 3 earned runs on 5 hits, 4 walks, no strikeouts. So maybe Bucalaire in the midst of a cold stretch, and the Rivets can jump on it here.
He comes in with no room for error. The difference in this one, a bases loaded walk by Trey Younger in the bottom of the 3rd. Other than that, it's been a straight pitcher's duel. No earned runs in this one. That lone run is unearned. Charged to Jared Herzog, the Rivets starter. Bucalaire takes over for Cam Schulke, who went 8 shutout innings. Top of the order due up for the Rivets, starting with Connor Goodman, who swings at the first pitch and fouls it back to the screen. It's 0-1. Bucalaire, another crafty right-hander after Schulke, the right-handed sidewinder, dominated the Rivets. 7 strikeouts, 3 walks, just 2 hits. Bucalaire bends the knees and bends at the waist, getting the sign from the catcher, Useche. He fires the 0-1. Fastball misses high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Connor Goodman is 0 for 3 today. Swinging strikeout, a fly out to left field, and a ground out to second base. Bucalaire plays with the baseball behind his back, sets at the letters, and delivers the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a high fastball from Goodman. He could not catch up, and it's 1-2.
Bucalaire definitely well suited for this closer role. Has just the right bit of crazy, as many pitchers would tell you closers do. We saw the same out of Rivets closer Tucker Shalley, who had a manic nature of his own.
You can just tell by Bucalaire's body language. 1-2, breaking ball misses high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's very herky-jerky, kind of walking around the mound, quickly working. Odds at the catcher, Useche here. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses down and in. The count is full on Connor Goodman. Bucalaire a pitch away from putting the tying run on first.
As I mentioned, recently Bucalaire has been issuing a good number of walks and has not gotten a strikeout.
Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss, and there's the strikeout. Fastball in the high outside corner is out number 1 in the top of the 9th. Traverse City leads Rockford 1-0. So Bucalaire picks up right where Cam Schulke left off, looking pretty good. So here's Jack Kavanaugh. The base is empty. Kavanaugh has one of the Rivets' 2 hits. A bloop single into right back in the 6th inning. Righty on righty. Bucalaire sets in the first pitch. Swinging a foul straight back. Kavanaugh was right on that first pitch. It's 0-1.
I'm sure Jack Kavanaugh and Kevin Bushnell will be somewhat pleased to see Bucalaire in the game. Just a little more velocity, a little more fastball heavy. Maybe the chance to really get into one for an extra base hit.
Here's the 0-1. Popped foul down the right field side and out of play. Bucalaire well out in front. 0-2. It's a hazy Sunday evening in Traverse City. Wind blowing out to left field, but it hasn't made a difference. Just 5 combined hits between the sides. Bucalaire has the sign. He deals. Swing and a miss on a high outside changeup. And the Rivets are down to their final out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Bucalaire. There's 2 down. The base is empty for Kevin Bushnell. Bushnell is 0 for 2 tonight. He's hit with a pitch back in the 4th inning. He does have the power to tie this game with 1 swing. Belted 17 home runs this spring for Benedictine University. None yet so far this summer, batting .259. First pitch. This is high, 1-0.
And although Bushnell knows he has the power and is capable of ending or tying the game here, he can't go up to the plate expecting to do that. He needs to have an approach to just keep the game going.
1-0, a big home run, hack and a miss. On a fastball in the lower half of the zone, it's 1-1. Maybe you were talking too loud, we heard you there. I want to prove you wrong. 1-1 on Bushnell. Bucalera gets the sign. He kicks and fires. Another huge swing and a miss on a high breaking ball. It's 1-2. The Rivets down to their final strike, and the crowd rises to its feet. The Rivets have been shut out by the Pittsbitters 2 times. The Rivets only 2 shutouts this summer. Bucalera strike away from a third. The 1-2, swing and a miss, and the ball game is over. The Rivets fall 1-0 to the Traverse City Pittsbitters, and the difference is a bases-loaded walk in the bottom of the 3rd inning. A heartbreaker for the Rivets in their final game in Traverse City this summer. We'll be back to wrap it up after this on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. Back in Traverse City, the final lines in this one. First for the victorious Traverse City Pittsbitters. 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 5 runners left on base. For the Rivets, no runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 3 left. The winning pitcher is Cam Schulke, who turned in a Northwoods League Pitcher of the Night effort with 8 scoreless innings. He surrendered those 2 hits, of course, no earned runs, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. The loss goes to Jared Herzog, who had his best start of the year, going 5 innings, surrendering 3 hits, just 1 run, which was not earned, that bases-loaded walk in the 3rd inning, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts. John Bucalera gets the save, his 3rd of the year, as he strikes out the side in the 9th inning, an exclamation point on Traverse City's 6th victory over the Rockford Rivets here at Turtle Creek Stadium this summer. They go undefeated against the Rivets at home, and they improve to 9-1 on the summer against their Great Lakes East rival. The Rivets dropped to 12-18 on the second half, 27-38 overall. Traverse City improves to 39-27 overall. They're already headed to the playoffs with their first half Great Lakes East title. But Ethan, this is really a heartbreaker for the Rivets. Whenever your team loses 1-0, needless to say, it's a winnable game.
This one definitely stings here, especially after such great pitching from Herzog and Golombesky. Like you said, 8 innings, with no earned runs. You'd expect after a performance like that, you'd come out on top. Unfortunately, Herzog has to take the tough luck loss, and we said it yesterday going into the ninth before the Rivets were able to put up a run, but you can't win a game when you put too many zeros on the board. Just a rough day for the Rivets offense, and you got to give some credit to Traverse City pitching. That's what they build their team on, is high quality pitching, and they definitely showcased it today.
They absolutely did, entering tonight's outing with the fourth best team ERA in the Northwoods League. Cam Scholke and John Bucalaire flexing the muscles, and you mentioned A.J. Golombeski. He went 3 innings, did not allow a hit or a run, walked 2 and struck out 3, his best outing of the summer, and that's encouraging to see. With just 6 games remaining now, it's good to see some of the Rivets pitchers hitting their stride.
I definitely agree. We knew that losing arms, just in terms of workload, would hurt the staff, but so far they haven't really shown many bad effects of it, especially today. 2 guys that have seen their workload increase because of departures from the team this year really came out and put on a good show, really showed why they're here, why they're in this league. This is a top quality league against top quality hitters, so big performances from a D3 and a D2 pitcher.
Absolutely. Some great pitching all around today on both sides. Unfortunately, the Rivets come out on the short end of the stick. They fall 1-0 to Traverse City, and they do not win a ball game at Turtle Creek Stadium here in the 2021 campaign. They're going to have to wait until 2022 to search for their first win here since 2019, July 17th, 2019. To be exact. The Rivets and Pittsbitters wrapping this one up in 2 hours and 25 minutes on getaway day for the Rockford Rivets. So if there's any positive to this Rivets loss, it's that. In front of a big-time Sunday crowd of 2,295. 2 big crowds here in northwestern Michigan for this Rivets and Pittsbitters series. Next up for both these teams, well, they're going to run it back tomorrow in Rockford, Illinois. 6:05 first pitch. Zach Larson will have the call on the Northwoods League Baseball Network on the television side of things for you. And then the 2 teams are going to wrap up their season series on Tuesday at 6:05 at Rivets Stadium. Ethan, your final thoughts from here at Turtle Creek Stadium?
Really happy we got to see a fantastic ball game today. I always appreciate an old-fashioned pitcher's duel, but you know, it definitely hurts that the Rivets couldn't come out on top, could just never seem to get it going against Cam Scholke. They knew what they were getting coming in. A lot of these guys saw him just a week ago, and unfortunately, much of the same that we saw back then came into play today.
A fantastic pitcher's duel does not bounce the Rockford Rivets' way as Jared Herzog allows a bases-loaded walk in the bottom of the 3rd inning, which turns out to be the only run of the ball game. The Rivets fall to the Traverse City Pittsbitters 1-0. So for my partner Ethan Blake, this is Larry Larson saying happy Sunday and good night from Traverse City, Michigan. Rivets fall 1-0. We'll talk to you tomorrow from Rockford, Illinois. So long, everybody.